Tony Robbins. Welcome to another session in Money Masters, or as I said, the $1 million masters of marketing. Because if you're going to make money in any business, you got to master marketing. What other area of your life or your business can you invest such a small amount of money in and get such a multiplied return? Sure can't do it in the stock market, but in your own business you can. So I don't know if you're a person that's watching and you've subscribed here to learn from these money masters because you already own a business and you want to take things to a whole nother level. If that's true, you're going to learn some incredible tools today. Or maybe you're somebody that, you're dealing with some of the new future you want to create. It's a brand new economy out there. Maybe you've been outsourced, displaced, or you're doing great, but you want some other options. You want to create a lifestyle with some different freedom. If you like lifestyle, you're going to like Frank Kern. He's going to be our focus for today. He's a gentleman that personally has helped me a lot. I got 12 different companies, and marketing has been a piece that, frankly, I never really focused on as my primary goal. I built a really strong set of brands, but I had a mission. My mission's like, I want to reach as many people as possible. So I learned a little bit about marketing and took advantage of a wave of marketing in a variety of ways, including infomercials. But boy, the technology today allows you to do things that could never be done before, cheaper, faster, easier, and the ultimate outcome is being able to add more value to your clients or your customers than you ever could have before, and to do it really effectively. And the man I'm going to share with you, by the way, what are his qualifications? Well, how do I try this on for size? Here's a guy that's made and built businesses and sold them in the marketing area, but he's probably got one of the largest records, if not the record, that I know of at least in the industry, and that is on the web. Through his marketing strategies, one company applied his tools and made $18 million in 24 hours. That's correct. Not 1.8, not 180,000, 18 million. So I think we should just get to it and meet the historic Frank Kern.
That was awesome. Wow, man.
Good to be with you, Frank.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Well, you know how much I appreciate you personally. You're just fun to be with. You're a blast to be with, and you're brilliant. I want people to get a sense of things. So why don't we start out? And this was an industry that if you were a damn good marketer 10 years ago, maybe you make $100,000. Now you and an elite group of maybe half dozen or dozen guys and ladies out there, some of them are doing 8 figures, some of them are doing 8 figures in your case in an hour.
Right.
So tell us the story. I like to start out by people seeing where things are. First of all, you get to be cool and relaxed. You got your own unique style. People love your humor, but where did this all start? I know it started for you back, I think, in 99 or so. Where were you back then, and how did it get started? And also I want to hear, I know you went to one of my programs at one point early on, too.
I did, yeah.
So how did it start?
They're doomed, and here's why. They have succeeded in spite of basic human nature. Okay, so I believe that as people, we like to do business with people that we know, like, and trust. As a matter of fact, I believe there are 3 reasons people don't buy. They either don't want it, they don't have the money, or they don't believe you, which is going to be trust, right? So, assuming they want it and have the money, and incidentally, I believe that the not having the money thing is just they don't want it badly enough. But assuming those are gone, if you don't have the trust there, you don't have the business. Right. And now more than ever, and I think it's always been somewhat a degree true, but now more than ever, the big entity, the faceless, nameless corporation,
is now trusted the least.
Is not even remote, is feared.
Yeah.
So to continue on down that path is just beating your head against a brick wall. It's crazy. And the future and the now is people doing business with people.
So companies moving from the faceless entity to really developing an intimate relationship with their clients, not having customers, really making them clients, really making them friends.
Exactly. Friends is key, and it requires a shift in the thinking of business, I think, to view their customers as their friends and to genuinely care. Right. The image I get of old school business is a bunch of guys in suits drinking scotch in a boardroom laughing and smoking. Right. You know what I mean? And that's gone. I mean, you're not going to survive.
Yeah. What's the new image?
A bunch of guys having fun, and or a bunch of people having fun, a small little tightly knit guerrilla group, and their customers enjoying them. An open door, transparent sort of business.
Yeah. And the world's becoming so transparent today. I mean, you see that in every aspect of our lives. Yeah. Maybe the exception of politics, but even that's getting penetrated.
We're on to you guys. Yeah. So here's my methodology behind marketing: is I like to give the best that I can, and help people out. And by doing so, and be very, genuine with them, and by doing so, I create a situation where they ask me to sell them stuff. And see, a traditional person would say, well, that's ridiculous. You need to go out there, you need to get them. Of course, you should be aggressive in your prospecting and stuff. But I think if you provide enough value, then people will say, man, how can I get more of this? Well, the reason I started online was first of all, there was that pain of going door to door and selling. And what happened was, it's interesting how things come full circle. You know, what happened is I developed this belief that dealing with people is horrible. And I was like, I don't want to deal with anybody. People suck. Because I'm getting, you know, people are telling me to, you know, get out of here all day. So I create this system, you know, through what I told you about, just these little downloadable information products, nothing fancy, and I create this automatic income stream where I literally have nothing to do. So I'm just sitting around, and money's, and it's great. Now people watching are going to be like, okay, shut up, we hate you. But really, you know, it's like I would go to work and I would just sit in my office. I'd be like, why should we be doing something?
Right.
You know, so I would, so, you know, sometimes I would interact with other people who were in the internet marketing space, and I'd start giving them tips, and I'd like really enjoy it, and I would look forward to the phone calls, and I figured, you know, I should be teaching this stuff because I really like it, and I do it anyway for free. So that's why I got rid of the dog business and then started, you know, started teaching it full time.
Right.
So it can provide you with, it definitely can provide you with income for life for doing literally nothing, which is, but it gets boring, is what I'm telling you. It's real, first of all, and it will get boring. So you might as well do what you love first.
It's true. If you don't do what you love, you're going to be miserable no matter what. I've met so many people over the years, and I was at one stage in my life, I had the privilege as well, where you don't have to work. And what happens is people are happy usually 30, 60, 90 days, 4 months at the outside.
And you start getting a little
They're always
flaky.
calling the other friends and going, hey, want to go do this? And like, no, you know, I got to do this, I got to do that. And we have to be employed. The problem is, you want to make enough money, you don't have to work.
Right.
Right? That's different to not have to work than to not work. If you don't work, there's no sense of fulfillment, and maybe not work in financial sense. Some people do it in a nonprofit sense, but it's something you're passionate about. So what was it like when you were able to tell your wife, you don't have to work anymore?
That was a big one. And it was my grandfather. So when we started dating, he says, what does she do for a living? She was a graphic artist. And I said, well, she's a graphic artist. And he goes, I would be embarrassed if my girl had to work. And I was like, gosh, you know, everything my grandfather said was gospel.
Been your role model, hasn't he?
Absolutely. So I was like, well, okay, she shouldn't. Now, not that she should not work.
Sure.
That she shouldn't have
to work, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that was a major moving toward thing for me. It's like, you know, I really want to make it so my wife doesn't have to work. And we both were very happy with her not having to work.
At least.
Yeah.
Was it something that you believed would ever happen before that?
Yeah, I've always, and largely in part, thanks to the stuff that I learned from you earlier on, I believe you can do anything you want to.
Right.
You know, which is why I'm so adamantly looking at the people who are watching this saying, listen, I promise you can do this, you know, because I understand it's probably a little bit strange for people who don't know me, say, okay, there's this long-haired, very laid-back dude talking about making millions of dollars, not doing anything, and having it become like kind of a hassle. Yeah. So you really, I mean, when I tell you can do whatever you want to do, like you really can, as surprised as you may be, like I was, it happens, you know, so you might as well go for it.
Well, one of the, you know, it's part of your style and part of what's true. I mean, you get to see you get to surf, you love your little daughters, you get to be with your lady, you've got this quality of life, and so many people get into business. You ask them, why'd you get into business? And they say, for freedom, so I have more free time. And it's, for most people, when they start a business, I don't care what the business in the beginning, saying you're starting a business to have more free time is like saying, I'm going to have a baby so I can have more free time.
Yeah, sure, okay.
But in this business, what's different is how many employees, you know, without revealing the tens of millions you do, they will talk about the 18 million an hour, talk about what you've created, but how many employees do you have?
Well, I'll tell you our figures because, you know, I got nothing to hide here. I have nothing to hide, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Last year, our total sales were $6.7 million.
Okay.
And at that time, I had 2 ladies that worked for me, and they still do, and I have a video guy. So 3. I have 3 employees, and we brought on a bookkeeper. We used to outsource that, and we have a bookkeeper in-house now. So
it'd be fair to say your margin is probably larger than the 15 or 20 or 30% that most people
I go for an 8, if not 100%, I'll go for an 8 times multiple at the very least.
Wow. That's
yeah. So if the product costs $50, I'll charge, you know, $400 at the very least.
Right.
Personally, I like to charge lots of money for my stuff because you can get it if you just ask for it, and you don't have to sell as much stuff. You know, very profound. I know.
And yet, you know, you could sound like you're figuring out how to jack it up, but the truth of the matter is the things that you sell give people the power to earn even more, multiple times that level. Yeah.